This is Anna from wingman.com. I want to introduce you to someone who I recently discovered, but who has in the last few months reached tens of thousands of single millennials across the country with his unique insights on relationship compatibility. He's gained the trust and admiration of several people, including myself, as well as clinical psychologists and a variety of other relationship experts. And he was even named the #1 self respect relationship coach in America last year. I'm impressed. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce you to today's host, Mr. Adam Smith.
Okay, guys, I am super excited to be on here with you guys. So, like we were talking about in some of the email campaigns, this message has been my passion for the past couple of years. And I'm super excited that I get to share this with you guys today. So, we are trying to record this. The first time we did it, we didn't have any sound. It made me really sad. And so just hang with us. And I know it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys have any like background apps, anything else that's going to be open, like YouTube, Instagram, email, I do want to make sure that this isn't choppy and it's also going to help you guys stay focused. You guys cool with that? Okay. All right. Awesome. So we're going to have people jumping on and off throughout the presentation. But for those of you guys who stay until the end, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys actually some bonus material, a couple surprises that I have for you guys. Actually, it's going to be a link we're going to have to everything that we're going to be talking about today, cheat sheets, all that good stuff. It's going to be awesome. So that way you guys can have that to be able to go through the scripts, review the slides, everything that you guys need. So instead of trying to remember what to do, we got a ton of cool stuff that I'm super excited for. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So my goal for this presentation for you is to learn how you guys can separate the time wasters from the people who have got potential, and then understand how to attract those who do have potential. So if you guys understand that by the end of today was a success. So I want you guys to feel empowered and hopeful and excited about the future, because the future is brighter than you think, you guys. So specifically, I'm looking to help two types of people. So if you guys are out of a relationship, where are all my single people at? How many of you guys are currently looking for somebody right now? Come over to the chat and say, yeah, that's me. I love my single people. And that's our goal today, is to be able to help you guys meet someone, figure out this whole attraction deal, and actually see if you guys are right for each other before things get too serious. Okay, so I'm super excited for that. And then how many of you guys actually have a boyfriend, girlfriend? Maybe you guys haven't made things like official quite yet. How many of you guys are in this phase over here? Come over to the chat, let me know, and say, yeah, that's me. I'm in a relationship. Cool. So basically what this training is going to do for you guys is going to show you how you can save months and months of time, so you're not wondering like whether or not you're with the right person. Like that's the biggest thing that we're trying to do here. So overall, my goal for this web class is to be able to help you guys understand the only way for you to shortcut your success in meeting, attracting, and building a relationship with the right person is through a simple belief shift that I call self-respect. And we'll be diving a ton into self-respect, but for now, like I want you guys to know, if you guys haven't had a ton of great success with dating, like it's not your fault. Okay, there's a ton of information out there. It can be super confusing at times. And if you guys haven't had success with this, I want you guys to come into this with an open mind, because what you aren't seeing is the psychology and the framing aspect of this whole thing. There's a lot more that we're going to dive deep into that. And because you guys have probably heard like a ton of information about this, like I'm sure a few of you that are thinking, hey, is this a scam? Is this like, it sounds a little sketchy. It's going to be a waste of time. Like I want you guys to know this is a totally normal thing. And there are tons of people who have had success with this. In fact, one of our students who was on this webinar not too long ago, she sent me an email. She said, hey, I'm so glad that I actually stumbled upon your post and I decided to click on the link that you provided. It's changed my life so far. This is the answer that I've been needing for a while. So that was a direct quote from her. So that was super cool when I got that. So hopefully what I'm going to say is going to make sense to you guys. And you might be wondering, hey, am I going to try to sell you something today or anything like that? And you're definitely right. Like I do have an offer that might be a really good fit for you if you guys resonate with what we're going to be talking about today. But even if you guys don't invest in anything we're going to be talking about, like I'm still going to show you the 3 secrets that single millennials are now using to find the love of their life. And so like something you guys should know about me, there's a few things that I absolutely do not tolerate at all. And one of those big things is dating gurus and other experts. They all claim, those that claim that like, hey, You just need to be positive and just have high self-esteem, all that stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys and hopefully show you that they are all wrong and that there is a much better way than just kind of having this positive, like self-esteem manner. So I want you guys to know that I've been in relationships that I knew weren't working out. Luckily, I got out of those before it got too serious. But there is a way, you guys, there is a new opportunity where you guys can sift and sort through those that you date. And I'm so excited to share with you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome because this has literally changed my entire life. And I want you guys to like know that if you guys have feel like you have really met the right person, this is going to show you how you guys can sift through and be able to see, okay, is this really the right person that I'm supposed to be with? You guys can know that if you should get take anything further with them, basically finding someone compatible with you. So you're probably wondering what makes me qualified to even be talking about this stuff. So I've been fascinated with relationships over the course of the past few years. More recently, I've been actively testing and learning new things. And I've done a lot of things right and I've done a lot of things wrong. But I learned from my own experiences. And I study people who are experts in their field and doctors with degrees, certified relationship coaches like Dr. John Van Epp, world famous dating experts like Matthew Hussey and Anna Jorgensen, and clinical psychologists like Dr. Alex Avila. And in fact, I was actually following a blog he was featured on, and it turns out that Dr. Avila is actually a world famous psychologist. You guys earned like 4 graduate degrees. Like, that's insane. And he's the host of a popular podcast called Love University that talks about loving yourself, others, and a higher nature. And I had no idea until I actually started listening to his podcast that he had interviewed some of the top dating experts in the world who gave some of the best relationship advice out there. And so obviously getting a hold of him was not easy, but I did manage to get his attention. We started emailing back and forth, and eventually he let me collaborate on a podcast episode with him, which was awesome. And I thought it went pretty well, but I didn't realize how well it went until he actually sent me an email about a month later. And it said that it had been rated the highest rated podcast episode in the show in the last 30 days. Like, isn't that awesome? Guys, look at that. Like, that is so cool. I was so stoked when I got that email. And he was so ecstatic that he actually started introducing me to others as America's #1 self-respect expert, which is a huge honor. But more importantly, I'm excited that I get to share with you the same message that has inspired so many others with you guys today. So let me tell you how this all got started. So a couple years ago, I started talking to a girl in one of my classes, and she was really cute. She had long blonde hair, really pretty eyes, and so I asked her out. And we had a great time. My self-esteem went up. I felt really good about myself. But when I asked her out again, she was busy. And I thought, okay, no worries. Like, I'll just wait until she's not busy. That makes sense, right? So I asked again a few days later, but she had to attend a friend's birthday party. You guys ever been in like this situation? Like, you ask somebody out and they're like, yeah, they kind of just like kind of throw these different excuses, all these different things. So that's kind of where I was. And so my self-esteem, like how I felt about myself, like went down a little bit. And I didn't understand why, but somehow she was able to manipulate how I felt so much, so much so that I tried to make myself as available as possible. So if she did have time to go out, like I would be ready and be like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. And I really liked this girl and I wanted to take things to the next level, but she shut me down like super hard. I actually like, I gotta be honest, like I actually asked her to be my girlfriend. We've been out like 3 times. It was so bad, you guys. It was terrible. And she just shut me down. She's like, no, I don't think so. It's not going to happen. And that night, I remember sitting on the couch and I've never felt more depressed in my entire life. And I wanted to stop for a moment. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you guys think my self-esteem level is right now? Like, come over to the comments and say, put in the chat box or wherever if you guys are on Zoom or Facebook, let me know. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, where do you guys think I am? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 2, 1. Yeah. It was pretty low, like 1 to 3 range at best. Right. So I actually called my dad knowing that he would have some words of wisdom for me. And I told him the situation and he said, Adam, I want you to know that you are the whole package. Like, anybody would be lucky to go on a date with you. Like, nobody is out of your league. And I realized that I didn't deserve to be treated like this. And I believed that I was deserving of being treated better. And I needed to completely shift my paradigm from a volatile mindset of self-esteem based on her evaluation of me to a firm and steadfast mindset of only what I thought of myself. And that's what we call self respect. And so what she thought wasn't going to affect how I felt about myself. Does that make sense to you guys? Give me some love. If you guys are on Facebook, like give me some double tap. If you guys are on Zoom, I know you can't do that, but is this making sense to you guys? So I set some boundaries for myself and completely stopped calling, stopped texting. And actually, like 2 days later, I remember that she asked me out. And then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. Guys, this happened 5 days in a row. And we ended up spending the next 7 months together every single day. It was so much fun. And so I became super excited. And I realized that self-respect was the key. And I started to get really excited, but I kept it to myself. Like I didn't tell anybody about this. And so over the course of the next few months, I would have friends come to me with questions about their love lives. They were just like good friends, and they would ask, about certain situations. And I explained what I'd learned about self-respect and what I felt like would help them. And so eventually I started sharing some of these secrets with a small group of people. And I even got to share them with Dr. Abiyah and all of his listeners on his podcast. And he was absolutely amazed at these discoveries. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it was rated the most popular episode on the show. It was so cool. Oh my gosh. And he even started to refer to me as the Tony Robbins of new millennials love coaching because of it. I don't know if you guys like know who Tony Robbins is, but he's like a huge personal transformation, personal development guru. I actually got to see him live, and so that was a huge honor for him to even just be compared to Tony Robbins. But I want you guys to know something about me. Like I'm not like anything special. Like I don't have any like supernatural gifts or like anything like that. And in fact, I really struggle like with meeting new people and compatibility. But what I love about this system, you guys, is that I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like I wasn't doing anything crazy special. Like I was just being observant as to what was working and what wasn't. Like it really wasn't anything like super spectacular. And so as I started to share these secrets, I was amazed at their effectiveness. And even one of my students, she shared with me the other week, she said, Adam, I actually did what you said and actually worked. It was so cool. And she went from, having this guy who was completely indifferent to actually getting the time and attention that she deserved from this guy. And I realized like how many lives I could actually change with this information that I had. And that single millennials could actually stop guessing and start using time tested techniques to be able to get the total devotion and coveted intimacy and fulfilling love that they've always wanted. And even if I was dealing with like uninvested girlfriends or boyfriends or helping my students take things to the next level with their crush, like it didn't matter. Like the key to winning hearts was contained within these secrets. And I couldn't believe that even single millennials had almost given up hope were now finding their match, which made them feel cared for, needed, and protected. Like this is so cool, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to be able to share this with you. So, okay, over the course of the next few months, I laid out a strategy that I'd used for many years and adapted it so that girls and guys would be able to use it alike. And so I started to share this with a small group of people in what I call the LVP community. And so LVP, you guys, stands for love, values, personality. Like that's the entire gist of this. And it is the single best process that I'm aware of that helps draw in the opposite sex in like a magnet. But the overarching message, you guys, that I learned was if you guys can feel comfortable with yourself without feeling like you're always being evaluated or worried about what other people think, you have just unlocked the true beauty of self-respect. So I want to stop and have you guys take a look at the MyLVP logo for a minute. Like, what do you guys see? Let me know. What do you guys see in this logo? Yeah, we see like stairs. That's what I see. That's why I chose it. Is I see stairs. Like I see stairs symbolizing the journey upward. And there's never been progression without resistance, you guys. So I'm actually not the only one who believes this, by the way. Like I was doing some research on this, and I found that professors at Harvard University, they agree that our culture is concerned with matters of self-esteem. And self-respect, on the other hand, may actually hold the key to achieving the peace of mind that we seek. And if you guys can see here on the second sentence, it says, compared to those with high self-esteem who are still caught in an evaluative framework, which basically means like thoughts about themselves, like those with self-respect are less prone or less likely to experience blame, guilt, regret, lies, secrets, and stress. Like, how cool is that, you guys? Isn't that awesome? So I think this is so cool. I absolutely love this stuff. So here's what I figured out. The thing is I've discovered the hard way, and I used to focus on my self-esteem instead of my self-respect. And I was always trying to be positive and confident. And that led to a belief that I had to be perfect. And I would get into a situation and I would start to analyze everything, like, how do we talk on the phone? Did it flow well? Every message, why did they put a period instead of a smiley face? They always put smiley faces. Are they mad at me? Did I make them mad? Should I apologize? Like, guys, that is horrible, like, and totally consuming. That's terrible. And I would fall in love way too fast, wonder why they disappeared, and be forced to start all over again. Like, that's super depressing. And so I discovered the hard way, but luckily you guys get to cheat and actually get the easy way. So lucky for you, I'm going to uncover the process for you guys right now on this very webinar. So how many of you guys want to see the easy way? Come over to the chat box. If you guys are in Zoom, come over to the chat. If you guys are in Facebook Live, come over to the chat. Say, yeah, Adam, I want to see it. Okay. These Zoom people are going crazy. Awesome. Okay, so you guys want to see it. Awesome. So there is an easier way, you guys. Like, and I'm going to be showing you guys through this LVP process, and we're going to be covering 3 main things on this webinar today. So the 3 main secrets, if you guys are taking notes, you probably want to write these down. So secret number 1 is why focusing on your self-esteem actually hurts your emotional health and only adds to your anxiety. FYI, you'll learn how to shift your mindset to this one thing so you'll never get down about your relationships ever again. Secret number 2, how to determine compatibility in under 10 minutes so you guys can rapidly sift through all the super wishy-washy flakes who just want to play mind games. Hint, this also works for people who get too clingy or attached and push for seriousness when they first meet you. Secret number 3, how to completely bypass the awkward dating stages so you guys can begin an unstoppable relationship together. Warning, this powerful formula is only for those single millennials who are ready to take things to the next level. Okay, so here we go, you guys. You guys ready? All right, awesome. Let's do it. So, secret number 1. So, real quick, let me tell you about my friend Natalia. So, Natalia is actually one of my favorite people in the entire world. And I think if you ever met her, you would like her right away because she's well liked by just about everybody. And there's one thing she absolutely loves. She loves to go shopping. It's one of her favorite things to do. And going out and having fun with friends. But there's nothing she wanted more than to be able to get married and have a close, tight-knit family. But the issue is that she had some ex-boyfriends who treated her really badly. And she always seemed to attract the wrong guys. And she had a really difficult time like putting herself out there because of her trust issues. She didn't want to have her heart broken again. She's like anything but that. And eventually she met a really nice guy named Rick at work. And every time that Rick wanted to hang out, she would always be there. And she wanted to be as available as possible so she could spend more time with him. And she enjoyed his company, and the two of them became super close. She was hooked by his charismatic personality and adoring affection. He did everything he should be doing. He was doing the charming good morning texts, romantic late night dates, even visiting her at work. And this led to her becoming obsessed and overly attached, completely infatuated in love. And she's like, is this the one? Like, she couldn't help but think, like, is this the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? And there was one thing that Natalia started to notice, and something really strange. She started to notice that he was starting to pull away. And Natalia didn't really know why, like, or even if she had done anything wrong. And so like before all this like started happening, you would have never seen them apart. They were amazing together, but he stopped visiting her at work. The late night dates became less and less frequent, and the texts became shorter and shorter. And it seemed like the one thing that Natalia was afraid of was losing his love. And so the tighter she clung, the looser her grip became. And so a few more days went by, and Rick finally asked her out to dinner for that Friday night. And Natalia breathed a sigh of relief. She's like, okay, everything's going to be good. We're going out. It's like everything's fine. And he had also mentioned that things were getting busy for him. So it was understandable that they weren't seeing each other as often, right? And so, like, even though, like, at the restaurant, like, I remember she was telling me, like, she started to notice that there was something different this time. Like, she could see it in his eyes during dinner. And afterwards, they drove away from the restaurant, and he told her, he admitted, he said, hey, I actually still want to date other people, but like, I want to date you as well. And I remember she was telling me like that she was trying to internalize that. And she's like, it would have been better if he had just said, he wanted to date other people and not date me at all, because the thought of him dating someone else was enough to drive her insane. She loved him, you guys. Like, you guys have to understand that. And so she went home that night and she felt like she just wanted to scream with frustration because she was just so upset. But instead, she just went to her room crying, and she felt depressed and discouraged. And she just felt like heartbroken after this. And so it was at that moment that she decided to accept it instead of fight it. And fighting it would have meant that she was focusing on her self-esteem. Like, he wasn't interested anymore, and that wasn't something that she could change. But then she had an epiphany of what she needed to do in the future. She needed to stop being so available all the time. So I actually got to interview Natalia, and here's what she did in her own words. She said, I didn't know what to do. So I stopped texting and calling him because I had accepted the fact that he wasn't interested anymore. And so the next day I was with all my friends, and my phone was in the middle of the table, and all of a sudden it starts vibrating. And Rick was calling me in front of all my friends. And my friend on the left was telling me I should not answer. My friend on the right was telling me I should answer it. She was like, I didn't know what to do. So I grabbed the phone in a panic. At the very last second, I answered it. And he said he wanted to see me. And I told him he had missed his chance. And I was about to hang up the phone when he said, wait, I really miss you though. And she was silent for a moment and waited for him to continue. And he said, I've thought about you every day after we stopped seeing each other, he admitted, as he begged her to take him back. And this time things were different. The first time they met up again, he seemed much happier and more energetic. With a few short weeks, things were back to normal. They fell back in love. So I want to analyze this for a sec, because I'm sure there are a few of you who may have been in the same situation or have known somebody who is in the same situation. So I want to break this down. Why did this work? And so the easiest way that I've found to explain this concept by sharing this story. So I want to tell you, so this is my dog, Lucy. She's awesome. And I loved her growing up. She wasn't very smart, but she was like very lovable. She was great. And one day I remember trying to teach her how to play fetch. And she saw this tennis ball in my hand and she got super excited. And so I showed her the ball and I threw it as far as I could. And she saw the ball go flying. She chased it down as fast as she could. Nothing was going to stop her from getting to the ball. And once she reached the ball, she picked it up, walked for a second, and then she would drop it. And I was like, what the heck? And so I would walk over, grab the ball, throw it again. She would run as fast as she could, get to the ball, pick it up, and then she would drop it again. And then she would actually run back to me without the ball. I was like, Lucy, what are you doing? And then I started to realize, once the ball was no longer out of reach, she completely lost interest in the ball. She didn't want it anymore. And so when Rick realized that he had her in the palm of his hand, he got bored and he completely lost interest. But once she started to pull back, she was able to lure him back to her. Isn't that cool, you guys? This is what we call 2 forward, 1 step back. So you're probably curious if this actually works. And yes, it does, because what you're doing is you are essentially turning on a switch in the deepest, most primitive part of their brain. And that's the part of their brain responsible for fulfilling their need to feel wanted. And so they might get a partial fulfillment of this from a career, maybe a favorite pastime, either from other friends, but there's nobody that can satisfy that desire more than the opposite sex. And so I want you to pay very close attention to this, because this part might be the single most important part you get out of this. Using the 2 forward, 1 step back method is the quickest way to stop chasing and actually cut through the dating maze. So why is that? Well, it's because we are drawn to those things that are elusive, things that we can't have as single millennials. We want more of those things that are really hard to get. So when you take that part away, it leaves this emotional void for their need to feel wanted again. So is this making sense to you guys? You guys getting this? So it'll be and that's exactly what happened for Natalia and Rick. And that's when she realized the secret is there needs to be a balance of not being available all the time, which is only going to make him or her want you even more. So it might be kind of weird to say, but my grandmother back in the day, she was a dating machine. And that probably sounds kind of weird, but she had a date every single night, you guys, during college. And she was proposed to not once, not twice, but 52 times. Okay, so I will admit the 50s were a different time period back then, but she still had a ton of guys after her. Guys, isn't she beautiful? she's amazing. I love her. She's great. So I asked her like about this. I said, like, Mama, what were you doing that the other girls weren't? And she replied, I always left them wanting more. And she would always give me and my two brothers the exact same advice, always leave them wanting more. So if you guys take those two forward, one step back, it's going to create that tension that you guys need to be able to really get this concept of always leaving them wanting more. Okay, are you guys getting this? Is this making sense? Okay, I hope so. Like, how many guys are fired up right now about this? Yeah, it's cool, right? It's awesome. So, so one of my students, she told me recently, she said the biggest frustration I have about dating a guy in the early stages is when they seem interested, but then they talk to you less until there's no contact, or they completely blow you off with no explanation. And so what I told her is you're going to need a line that has as little desperation as possible, something so powerful that you would never expect anything like it. So I said, how about something like this? Um, so let's say this guy's name is Tyler. You say, look, Tyler, I think you're a wonderful guy. And in fact, I think we've gotten along in the past, we've gotten along a little bit too well. But recently, we've kind of been falling apart. And I know you have some really great qualities and qualities that I'm actually looking for in a partner. And you actually match quite a few of them. But I can't help but feel like we haven't been meeting each other halfway, which is partially my fault. So I definitely want the perfect ending for both of us. And so I want to tell you that I think it would be better if we had some time apart. Does that make sense? So, you guys seeing this? Look at that. Two forward is in green, one step back is in red. So, this doesn't just have to be in your actions, it can even be in your words too. So, some of you might be reading this and thinking, like, whoa, we need some time apart. Like, what if they actually take that literally? You know what? They might, and that's okay. But it's better that you communicate your standards than just being like dragged around without any. Okay. So, guys, I don't care what situation you guys are in, like this works in almost every situation. And some of my students have even been asking about long distance relationships. So, how many of you guys have been in a long distance relationship before or know somebody who's in a long distance relationship? Okay. Wow. Awesome. So, this is for you or for them. So, you're definitely not alone. I remember a certain woman, she was in the LVP community, and she was asking me about advice about this guy that she liked who wasn't putting in a ton of effort long distance. And so, so I found this meme. I laughed so hard when I first saw this. Oh my gosh. Because it's so true, right? If you really want to know how someone handles frustration, put them in a long distance relationship and give them a slow internet connection. Like, look at her face. She's just like, what the heck? Anyway, I love that meme. It's one of my favorites. So, I mean, for those of you guys who have tried long distance, it's funny because you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so she said, I would love to know your advice on long distance relationships. How often should you communicate? And so I kept telling her, leverage your self respect and use the two forward, one step back method. And I told her about one of my students. Her name is Kate. And Kate had known this guy for a while, but he lived in another state, as some of you guys can probably relate. And she had some insider knowledge that he was dating other girls, but she had some insider knowledge, but she wasn't like 100% sure this was actually true. But she wanted to be available enough for him to know that she had interest, but didn't want to seem like she was just being convenient. And so on the other hand, like she didn't want to think that she just totally lost interest by not communicating. You guys kind of felt this balance? It's kind of hard. It's really hard actually. And so she asked like, I don't know what to do. And I told her, you have to say something like this. Say something like, look, I like you, and I get the feeling that you like me too. And I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit to make things work with you. But I'm sure you understand that I need to have that reassurance that you feel as strongly as I do. And if you don't, then I have to move on because it's just not going to work. But I want to make it work. And I remember she was telling me she felt really vulnerable. She actually felt pretty awkward at first when she was saying this, but I helped her realize that it's important that she showed no signs of desperation at all. And I helped her understand that it's going to help him see that she's not as needy as other girls and that she has a life that she's perfectly content with, not being a part of. And so once she said that openly and honestly, he started to imagine what life was going to be like without her. and he made the decision that he did want to be with her. And so he stopped dating other girls, and they've actually been married now for about 8 months. And so with her permission, I get to post this. So there they are. Like, guys, how fun is that? Isn't that awesome? Is that cool? So now, like, these results are not typical. I'm not saying if you guys use this line, you guys are getting married in the next 6 months. I'm not saying that. I think you guys are smart enough to realize that. But I want you to really drive home the point that she really set her boundaries and it really paid off in the long run. Okay. Isn't that cool, you guys? Oh man, they're awesome. Okay, so we just covered secret number one, which is why focusing on your self-esteem actually hurts your emotional health and only adds to your anxiety, which laid the foundation for us to learn how to determine compatibility in under 10 minutes. So you guys can rapidly sift through all the super wishy-washy flakes who just want to play mind games. Okay, how many of you guys want to learn that secret? Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, cool. I'm excited. So guys, I will never forget. So I remember I was on the beach, or I was going to the beach with a girl I was dating a couple years back, and on paper, like everything checked out. Everything. Like we could hold conversations for hours, laughing, joking. We really enjoyed each other's company. And people asked why we weren't engaged yet, and everyone thought she was the perfect person. But even after all that, something about the idea just didn't sit right with me. And so reluctantly, I didn't have a choice but to break up with her. And I was like, well, great. Like there goes another 6 wasted months. I was like, I started to see like all my other friends who were getting married. And I started to think like when is it going to be my turn? Like all my friends are getting married. They're all so happy. Where's my love? Like where's the love of my life? And I thought back to my personality type. If you guys have not taken the love personality quiz, you have to go do that. Okay. You can go to mylovep.com/quiz. Don't do it right now. Wait until after we're done. But you guys have to take that love personality quiz, and then all this is going to make a little bit more sense. So, um, so I thought back to my personality type, and then it hit me that it didn't matter like how well we got along or how well we like connected we were. Like if someone didn't match my personality type, my love personality type, I would know that a long-term relationship with that person would not be likely. And so I put this love personality thing to the test because I was still a little skeptical when I first was figuring this stuff out. And so I would go on dates and identify if these girls were compatible with my love personality. Go on a date, no. Go on a date, no. On another date, nope. Okay. Um, okay, hang on one sec. Let me jump over to these questions because I know I know somebody had something. Okay. How do you actually know if your love personality is right? Okay. So that's a good question. So we're actually going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. So hang tight for just a sec. Okay. So everything like, um, so after each day, I was like, man, like how am I going to be able to know, right? Like if this person is really matched with my personality. And so there are what we call the four magic questions. And so I would use these four magic questions to be able to determine if we were compatible or not. And so if I pursued a relationship with them, I can know now with full faith and confidence that this time it would be more likely to work out because I know that our love personalities would match, right? So my faith in the future had been restored. And my goal for you guys is to restore your faith in your future by giving you what I call the love type blueprint. Okay. Is that cool? Okay. So this wasn't just me, by the way. I want to share with you guys what happened to one of my students who was on the same webinar not too long ago. So one of my students, we'll call her Savannah, she didn't know really where to start either, but she took action and made the first step, which is always the hardest. And she was finding that many of her relationships were 6 months on and 6 months off. And so, however, like they would all end the exact same way. And so here's what she said in her own words. She said, I seem to get into a relationship every 6 months where the guy says I'm too perfect for them. And then towards the end, they mention, or sorry, I seem to get into a relationship every 6 months where the guy says I'm perfect for them. But then towards the end, they mention that I'm too good for them and that I deserve someone better. And she said, how can I get into a relationship and stay in one for longer than 6 months? Or am I actually really too good for these guys that want to date me? And so after she took the love personality quiz, we determined that she specifically was what we call the caretaker love type. Now, Dr. Avila, who created the love type system, said that caretakers are usually the type of people who make the best partners because they're very concerned about the welfare of others. So I don't know about you guys, but I exalt my mother especially and put her up on a pedestal because she has done so much for me. And people like this, they find happiness in serving others as they feel like it's their duty. But you can agree that parents raising children will act a lot different than a single guy or girl trying to attract a future spouse. Does that make sense? So if she's putting off this vibe as the caretaker love type, do you think that those potential partners might be seeing her as more of a parental figure instead of a future wife? Yeah. Like, how many of you guys would agree with that? Yeah, absolutely, right? So I'm not saying that she needs to like change her personality, but now she's aware of why guys she's dating might be putting her up on this pedestal. So can you guys see like how powerful it is when you guys can actually understand your own love type? Is this making sense to you guys? So, like, without it, like, you guys are just kind of going through the motions. If you guys are not getting the results that you want in your relationships, look up your love type and understand yourself first. I cannot stress that enough. That is so important. So, once you guys do understand your own love personality type, you guys will fall into one of four different categories. Okay. I want to run through these really briefly. So, the four love temperament categories, the first one are what we call meaning seekers. Okay, 19.2% of the female population, 13.5% of the male population. Meaning seekers, they're intuitive, they're feeling type. They love psychology and philosophy and finding meaning in life. And then we have knowledge seekers. Okay, this is the second one. This is 5.9% of the female population. This is 14.8% of the male population. And these are intuitive, they're logical, they love science and puzzles and confidence, wisdom, and power. And they went security seekers. Okay, this is 49.5% of the female population, 43.1% of the male population. And security seekers are practical, they're structured. They value tradition, responsibility, and structure. And they enjoy the sensual side of life. Okay. Am I going too fast for you guys? You guys are okay? Okay. All right, awesome. Cool. So then we have the excitement seekers. Okay. Excitement seekers are 25.3% of the female population, 28.6% of the male population. And excitement seekers are actually, I'm kind of biased. I love excitement seekers. I've got some super good friends who are excitement seekers, and they are some of the most fun people to be around because they're practical, but they're really spontaneous. They love to be free and flexible and seek adventure, and just have fun in everything that they do. It is so much fun to be around these types of people. So to recap, okay, we have meaning seekers, knowledge seekers, we have security seekers, and we have excitement seekers. Okay, you guys getting this? Um, all right. Okay, how does this work with love languages? Okay, that's a good question. So, um, love languages is like what you actually do. Love types is actually what it's. Love types is like more like what you say. So, like the love languages, you have like words of affirmation, you have physical touch, you have quality time, you have acts of service, gifts, things like that, right? That's like what you do. So what we're going to get into right now is that this is like love types is more like what you say, like how you actually speak to your partner. Okay. So I hope that helps. Cool. So I want to talk. So I always get the question like, how do you actually profile somebody? Say I'm on a date. How do you actually profile somebody to actually know if like once I already know my personal or my love personality type, how do I actually know if the person that I'm with, like, how do I know if they are compatible with me? And so this is where it gets really fun is we ask these four magic questions. So um, these are actually all the credit goes to Dr. Avila and his best-selling book, Love Types. So all the credit goes to him, but with his permission, I actually get to share this with you today. So I'm super excited. So I actually decided to do an experiment, and I knew that the ultimate test would be a couple who'd been together for a really long time. The first people I thought of were, of course, my parents. And after 25 years of marriage, they were obviously the ideal compatible couple. And so I went to my mom initially and I told her about love types. And I wanted to prove that she and my dad were compatible based on these four magic questions. Okay, so the first question that I asked her, here's the first one. Hint, you guys probably should be writing this down if you guys are taking notes. So, first question, what do you do for fun? So I was trying to figure out if she's more of an introvert or more of an extrovert. And she said, I like to go running for exercise and take hikes, but I'm usually by myself. And so I knew she was definitely an introvert because she prefers to get energy by spending time alone with her own thoughts. Extroverts prefer to get energy by socializing the outside world. Introverts have like this inside energy, extroverts outside energy. Okay, so we have introverts I, okay, extroverts E. Okay, you guys got that? Okay, so if you won, so then second question I asked her was, if you won $10 million, what would you do with the money? And for this one, I was trying to determine if she was more like intuitive or more sensing. Intuitive is kind of like more imaginative. Sensing is more practical. And so she said, I would probably like to travel, maybe start a foundation or something like that. I don't know, maybe something like that. So I knew she was definitely more imaginative because she prefers to make decisions based on her feelings and her values. And so because she started talking about wanting to travel, starting a nonprofit, there was no doubt that she was imaginative. And so the other hand, practical is like, I like to see it. I like to, hear, taste, touch, and experience the world through these five senses. And so this is what we call sensing. And so if she had started talking about like this, step-by-step plan she had for paying off debt, investing in stocks, purchasing real estate, like she would have been more the practical sensing type. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? All right, cool. Okay. So what is your favorite movie is the third question. And so this one I was going for more if she was a thinker or more of a feeler. So we have thinkers T, feelers F. Okay. So I was trying to figure out like which one of these that she was. And so I know that she's more the feeling type because she said, I love How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. But it's not just like if it's like a romantic movie, um, because it was the way that she talked about it. She talked about connecting to the relationships, the romance. It was more about how the movie made her feel. And so she also mentioned like characters following their story, connecting with the romantic aspect of the story, things like that. And so thinkers, instead of like talking about, they like to talk about like the special effects, like how the movie was put together. They like to think through the plot, through the storyline, and kind of seeing if it's all like tying together, things like that. So the fourth question is, would you take a spontaneous trip on a work day? And so this is more of a judging or perceiving type. So I was trying to figure out which one of these she was, J or if she was P, perceiving. And so she said, how long are we going to be gone? I was like, okay, well, that's a dead giveaway. The second she asked how long we're going to be gone or who's all going there, where are we going, who's paying for this, things like things like that, I knew that she was instantly more of the judging type. Okay, so judging's like a judge, right? Judges are very orderly, they're on time, everything's organized, and they prefer a lifestyle that's more structured and scheduled, time sensitive, things like that. So if she was more perceiving, she would prefer a lifestyle. She would be like, yeah, in a second, I would go, hands down. I would love to do that. And so they prefer this lifestyle that's more flexible and spontaneous and unstructured. And so I went to my dad. So after I got these questions, I went to my dad and asked him the questions. And it turns out that they were perfectly compatible. How cool is that, you guys? And like, how many of you guys think if you could ask someone these questions that you could identify if they were compatible in less than 10 minutes with you? Okay. Yeah, I hope all you would, right? So, so here it is again. Some people screenshot this page. It just depends on you. But so to recap, what do you like to do for fun? If you won $10 million, what would you do with the money? What's your favorite movie? And would you take a spontaneous trip on a work day? Okay. So I'll give you guys a second to screenshot this page if you want. Okay. You guys good? All right, cool. Okay. So we talked about why focusing on self-esteem actually hurts your emotional health and only adds to your anxiety. And now you guys know exactly how to determine compatibility in under 10 minutes. So you guys can now rapidly sift through all the super wishy-washy flicks who just want to play mind games, which leads us to secret number 3, how to completely bypass the awkward dating stages so that you guys can begin an unstoppable relationship together. How many of you guys are fired up right now? Is this exciting? Okay, cool. All right, I'm pumped. So I want to share with you guys one of my favorite quotes of all time, okay? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Okay, this comes from the Serenity Prayer. So I love that quote. Guys, this is the only process that you guys need to be able to take yourselves on the exact path to tap into their core identity and make them yours forever. What I'm going to teach you right now is how you guys can instantly create a connection using nothing more than your God-given personality type. Well, I want to share with you a quick story before I do that. I'll never forget, I was looking at the clock late one night, around 2:30 in the morning, and I remember having to get work and just feeling like, oh my gosh, just dreading the idea of getting up in just a few hours. And the reason I was still up though is because I was Skyping my girlfriend at the time. And if you guys remember the girl who shut me down at the beginning of the web class? Yep. Yeah. That happened. So we were hundreds of miles away while I was working, but for her, she wanted me to fly back and see her, but it was simply too far and I couldn't afford to miss another day of work. And I remember she was just pleading and pleading for hours and hours and to be able to come back, even for just a short while. And in my head, I couldn't justify the money for such a short trip. But then she said something that absolutely rocked my world. She lowered her voice and to a more serious tone, she said, Adam, can I tell you something? You know what I love about you? You are one of the sweetest guys I have ever met. You've always been so selfless and you're always thinking of others. You're so creative and imaginative. I know that you'll find a way to be able to come see me. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what happened? I stopped for a moment and I made the decision right then and there that I was going to make the trip. And it was super expensive and it only lasted for 24 hours, but I loved every single minute of it. So some of you guys may be thinking, okay, I don't understand like how one line like that is going to get someone to do what I want. And I get that. But you you see, like everybody perceives themselves in a certain way. You guys can find out what it is. You can get someone to do anything you want. And people, especially guys, they have this frame, they have this type, and it's uncomfortable to be inconsistent with that frame or that type. And so if she had just said like, random positive compliments, it wouldn't really have meant as much to me because that really wasn't my love temperament, that language, right? My frame, my type is the meaning seeker. And I don't think she really realized it at the time, but she was communicating to my specific love temperament. When she said, you are one of the sweetest guys I've ever met. You've always been so selfless. You're always thinking of others. You're so creative and imaginative. I know that you'll find a way to see me. Guys, those are all traits of a meaning seeker that I identify with. Isn't that awesome? Okay. Is this making sense to you guys? Are you guys getting this? Because like when you guys get this, like it just clicks and you're going to have this aha, like, oh my gosh, like that's it. So here's the best part. Once I started learning about this, I thought that, I had to go through and just memorize a ton of stuff about people's love types so I'd be able to know how to communicate with them. But I realized that whichever personality type I was most compatible with, all I had to do was study those 2 or 3 types and then it'd be good. And so I realized that my job here was simple and that this was going to be the key. So step number 1 is to discover your own love type. Step number 2 is to discover their love type. And the step 3 is to build on that love type. So how do you actually do that? How do you actually build on that love type? So by using what I call the perfect love type formula, okay? So step number 1 is to stroke their ego. Step 2 is to reinforce their positive behavior. And then step 3 is to set the expectation. So I've got a single phrase that is going to completely cement a lasting impression in their mind of you when you say this. So keep in mind, as a note, this only works if you guys actually know their love temperament. So don't skip any steps. It's super, super important that you do that. So what's the big secret? Here it is. I know you wouldn't. So it sounds simple, right? So if you're a girl, let's say he's a security seeker and you've gone out a few times and now you guys are ready to take things to the next level. You can say something like this: Skylar, I think you're the only man who doesn't fool around with a woman just to get a kiss. You truly are a different breed who's supportive and dependable. I know you aren't one of those guys who's just like the kiss and ditch type because you're the type of guy who's loyal and makes me feel safe. That makes me happy. So you guys kind of picking out like, you've just described what makes him a security seeker, which is what he identifies with. And you show him what makes you happy instead of kind of pushing this on him. So you kind of like kill two birds with one stone with this one. So you've simply just kind of brought it to his attention. So if she's a meaning seeker, she's a true romantic. You could say something like, Lexi, I know you really get me because you always put me first. I love it when I get home after a long day and you give me a back massage, make me dinner, write personal notes, kind of insert whatever you want there, etc. Or let's say he's a knowledge seeker. You may feel like he might be holding something back from you. And there's something that he won't tell you, but you haven't really confronted him about it. You could say something like this. You could say, Kyle, I was just talking with some of my girlfriends, and one of them found out that her boyfriend had been lying to her this whole time. It was so sad because there's so too many dishonest people in the world nowadays. I love how direct and straightforward you are. And it makes me even more grateful to know that you would never, ever lie to me about anything. You guys getting this? Is this making sense to you guys? So, or let's say he's an excitement seeker and you really want to do something fun with him soon, but you don't know how to bring it up without being too direct. You can say, Eric, Christmas is coming up soon and I'm so excited. I know how much you love to give surprises. And I know you're going to have something really fun planned for us to do with you. There is never a dull moment. Okay. So we've just covered I've just showed you how the entire system works, you guys. I've pretty much given you everything. Like, this is everything you guys need to know. This is how the whole system works. I've held nothing back. So now you guys know that you need to stop focusing on your self-esteem so much and actually start focusing on your self-respect more, and use the 2 forward, 1 step back method, if you guys remember that. And then you guys can use the 4 magic questions to determine compatibility in under 10 minutes. And then once you find out you guys are compatible, you can use love types to speak directly to their core identity. So if you guys follow this process, do you think you could be successful in your dating relationships? Yes, absolutely, right? So I'm guessing there's 2 types of people who are here on this webinar right now. There are those who are doers and those who are dabblers. And the dabblers are the type of people they love to sit back and listen and learn, but they rarely actually do anything, which will almost always, they'll always like look for an excuse to like not move forward with something. But then some of you are doers and you really aren't sure like how this is going to work for you, but you can see how it's worked for me. You see how it's worked for others. So you guys have the faith that it's actually going to work for you as well. And what I found in my research is that the doers are the ones who get ahead in life, while the dabblers, they never really make any progress. Isn't that interesting, like how that works? So I want you guys to make me a promise right now that you will actually go and implement what I've learned, so that you will actually just follow these steps, follow these secrets, trust the process, and actually do it. So come over to the chat box, say, yes, Adam, I am a doer. I'm going to implement this. Okay, got some promises. Got some promises. Okay, guys, I want you guys to be successful with this. And so that is what I'm asking you to do, is to be a doer, so that you guys can really see how this works in your life and actually go out and change your life and get the results that you want. Okay, so let me ask you a serious question. How many of you guys are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, kind of like this woman, by what we've just talked about today? So I know I've been talking fast, and if this is a little overwhelming, I get that, and that's okay. A lot of you are going to go and you're going to walk away from this with everything you guys needed to get started. And that was my goal. My goal in this is to be able to show you this whole thing and open your eyes to how using self-respect, love types, and all this cool stuff to have success in your relationships. But I'm going to guess that some of you still have unanswered questions about a lot of things. And 60 minutes is not long enough for some of you. And but for some, I hope you've learned enough to actually go out and make it happen. But I understand if some of you may not feel like you're ready yet. And so you may be thinking, wait, like, Adam, I'm not ready. I need to know more. Like, how do I actually use this for my love life? I've got a really unique situation. How do I actually use this? And so that's why we actually put together a really cool offer that we call Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0, that is going to have everything that you guys need to be successful. And I want to ask you guys for permission real quick. Is it okay if I take 15 minutes to show you guys what you guys get when you invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 today? Because it is literally going to change everything that you guys do. And it's going to show you how to implement the stuff in a step-by-step process. Okay, you guys cool with that? Okay, awesome. Okay, I know you guys can be successful with this system, but you guys are going to need coaching, and you will have questions that are going to need to be answered. And you might even need help in the accountability department too. So let me tell you that I take my job as a coach very seriously. I won't let you quit on yourself. Okay, we will get through everything together, but I can't do that with a few videos and some PDFs. Like, information alone is just not going to cut it for you guys. So hopefully by this point, I have convinced you that self-respect is the key, you guys, to finding the love that you deserve. I have seen it over and over again. And I know that this is the answer to helping you begin to feel fulfilled in your life. And this package that we created is going to help you build your own self-respect and use love types to help you find the love of your life. And this was designed so it could finally be your turn. So I'm going to call it Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. So when you guys invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0, a lot of really cool things are going to happen. Okay, so first, Dr. Avila wrote 2 amazing books, one called Love Types, which became an international bestseller, used by over 40 million people worldwide, and Guide Types, 4 ways to find the love of your life, which will help walk you through each specific love type so you guys can become masters at instantly identifying someone's love personality. And just being able to do this alone is going to save you months and months of unhealthy relationships by itself. So you guys have to consider these like your textbooks. Read them, study them, get this stuff down so you guys can identify the love of your life faster. So I asked Dr. Avila if he would be able to give me some for free for you guys. And guess what he said? He said no. He said, but I will tell you what I'll do. For each person who invests in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0, I will personally autograph and personalize each copy with their name and short message on the inside cover. So guess what? You guys could go to Amazon. You guys could read all the amazing 5-star reviews and buy the book, or you guys could get it for free because I already bought the books for you. You guys don't even have to pay for shipping, so you're welcome. So the first thing I'm going to do when you guys invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 is I'm going to ship you out the physical copies, okay? How many of you guys want me to send you the very physical copies and personalized of Love Types and Guide Types for free? How many of you guys want that? Okay, awesome. You guys are going nuts. Okay, so here's what you're going to get. You guys are going to get the personalized Love Types and Guide Types bundle, okay? So we've already talked a little bit about the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 itself. Like, I want you guys to know this is what you're investing in. So like I said, Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 is an online training course that we are working to create in order to help you implement everything we've already talked about today. So like we talked about before, this is the beta, and this will give you guys it will give you an insider's look into how we've laid out the class. So the first part of the course, Secrets 1 through 2, is going to help you uncover the foundation of self-respect and getting your mindset right. And this is especially important for those who have felt like they spent way too much time in unhealthy relationships and they need to start knowing that they can start trusting again. And then the second part of the course is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, you guys. It's going to be amazing. We're going to start diving into some more of the tactical strategies of expanding your network so you guys can sift through these time wasters and how you guys can start talking to people with zero fear of rejection and what keeps people interested and exactly how to do that. Cool? You guys got it? All right, awesome. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the personalized copies of Love Types and Guide Types, Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 for a total value of $3,494. So what else do you guys need to be successful? So one of our community members, she said there's a lot more of online dating where you guys might meet a guy, but that isn't even in your same area as you. And I think it might be more beneficial to learn about that because it's becoming more of a thing. And so I started to realize that she was right. Like, a lot of our relationships nowadays are being formed and built online, on our phones, our computers, our devices. And so when you guys invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 today, you guys are going to get exclusive access to the complete Virtual Secrets program. So what this is going to do for you is help you know how you can approach other single millennials online without feeling uncomfortable. So now I want to be clear that this is not about creating online profiles or anything like that. This is so much better than that. This is actually the step-by-step process that you guys need to go from online to offline with your relationship, and everything you need to do, say, and make happen. And everything is very simple and easy, so you guys can go and implement these things. So to recap, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the personalized copies of Love Types and Guy Types. You're going to get the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. You're going to get the complete Virtual Secrets program for a total value of $5,491. So what else do you guys need to be successful? I want there to be zero excuses as to why you cannot be successful. So how about the actual step-by-step process you actually need to get into a relationship? So I'm super excited for this because this is going to be new. So how many of you guys have heard of Anna Jorgensen's Wake Up to Love program? Okay. Oh, awesome. Cool. You guys are going to love this. So these are two amazing programs that she created called Wake Up to Love. For the guys, it's get a girlfriend. For the girls, it's get a boyfriend. Okay. It's amazing. You guys, I've seen it and it's so detailed and it goes through the exact steps you guys need to get into a committed relationship. And I've been through a ton of different courses and hers is by far one of the best that I've ever seen. You guys will see more confidence because you'll understand why men or women do what they actually do. You'll understand what women want and how you can give it to them if you're a guy. You guys are going to get more life satisfaction because you'll become the kind of man that women respect if you're a guy. And even better, you'll respect yourself. The reason I wanted to partner with Anna to be able to do this is because she understands self-respect. She gets it. And those are only the people that I partner with. Guys, that's the entire point. The overarching thing is self-respect. And you guys are going to get more real world results because you'll know exactly what you need to do to be able to approach guys or girls, talk to them, win them over. And you guys are actually going to be able to learn how to do that. This program is the key, you guys, to building your self-respect, period. So Denise said, I'm super impressed. I've definitely learned new things about, especially the about men, what they care about and how to attract them. Okay, DK said, I definitely feel something shifted inside me. I feel greater confidence and I can see and feel that I'm attracting more attention from the opposite sex. MC said, I love it. I enjoyed how easy it was to listen to the audio. You had me engaged and committed throughout. I like the wholeness of the program, i.e. focusing on the whole person, almost like life coaching. So I'm really glad to see it in your program. Stephen F. said, you gave me some good advice years ago that helped me with my perspective on dating. Since then, I've had healthier relationships and now engaged to be married in December. Just want to say thanks. Is that awesome, you guys? Is that cool? Like, this stuff works. Okay, I want you guys to know that. So to recap, here's what you're going to get. You are going to get the personalized copies of Love Types and Guy Types. You're going to get Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0, the complete Virtual Secrets program, and the Wake Up to Love program with the 30 days of email coaching, okay? For a total value, $6,988. Just so you guys know, the 30 days of email coaching comes from Anna Jorgensen. She's going to be helping you out with that. So, am I missing anything else? Okay, zero excuses, you guys, as to why you cannot be successful with this. So when I was creating this offer, I was trying to figure out what else I could do for you guys. And I wanted to do my best to ensure that you guys were successful. And I knew that it wouldn't be easy, but I knew that the greatest impact that I could have would be able to help you personally. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that when you invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 today, I'm going to reserve the right for you to message me directly in the Facebook Messenger app. Okay, I don't think you guys realize like how amazing this really is, because I don't even let my current LVP community members use the Facebook Messenger app to contact me directly. So I hope you guys realize what a privilege that actually is. Something that I could charge thousands of dollars to do, I'm giving to you for free just for being a part of the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. And so to reiterate, my current LVP community members do not even have that, but you will as a member of the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. So I do realize that some of you may need your questions answered in a shorter period of time. You may even be out on a date and not sure what to do or what something means. So I'm going to give you guys another crazy bonus that I've never done before, and I'm going to give you guys access to my Voxer account as well. So if you guys are not familiar with Voxer, it's kind of like a walkie-talkie. So if you guys are ever in a pinch, you guys need a question answer, you guys can Vox me personally, okay? I want you guys to be successful. And I knew that this was going to be the answer to it. So to reiterate, my current LVP community members do not have access to Voxer or my personal Facebook Messenger profile, okay? But you guys will as members of the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the personalized copies of Love Types and Guide Types. You're going to get Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0, the complete Virtual Secrets program, Wake Up to Love program with the 30 days of email coaching, an exclusive Facebook Messenger and Voxer access to me, total value $9,985. So for that kind of value, I know that Anna and I could help you find the love of your life. And I absolutely know that that is the key. And especially know it because I'm going to be able to have access to you. You're going to have access to me through the Facebook Messenger app and Voxer. Without a shadow of a doubt, I know that I could help you with this. But obviously, I'm not going to charge you guys $9,985. But if I did charge you that amount, if all this did, you guys, was help you get rid of the fear of never finding someone, would it be worth it? The fear, the loneliness, the heartbreak, because now you have all the tools that you need to find the love of your life. Would it be worth it? Absolutely it would. What would it be worth to never, ever have to worry because you knew that their love was infinitely yours? You didn't have to worry about anyone else. You can move forward with full faith and certainty in the future. Would it be worth $9,985? There's no doubt that it would be. If all this did, you guys, was give you the ability to speak directly to your partner's heart so you guys could build an unstoppable relationship together, would it be worth it? Absolutely. Like, guys, do you realize like how many people meet a guy or girl, they start dating, they even get engaged and married, and they spend the rest of their lives regretting that decision because they were just wrong for each other? Guys, it would be worth $9,985. Absolutely. So with this, I had two choices. The first choice was to go as cheap as possible, not partner with the doctor and Anna, and try to sell as many of these individual programs as I could. But that wouldn't have really incentivized me to really stack the value for you guys. So we decided to go another route. And this requires a little bit of a higher investment on your part, but we are building the foundation for you. And in return, I can devote my time, energy, and resources so that I can help you on the path to be able to help this make sense for you guys. So my last question is, what would be worth to find the love of your life? It's not in having better self-esteem. You guys know that's not in reading a bunch of magazines. It's not in trying to go on as many dates as possible, trying to guess if this is the right person you're supposed to be with. It's not in any of that stuff. You guys, it is here. It is in the proven methods of using love types and self-respect. That's it. Those two things. You have that. You don't need anything else. Okay. So you guys can see why this would be a good deal at $9,985. And after this week is over, though, so we're going to be releasing this to the public. But however, because you guys are going to be a part of our beta 2.0, and by now it's actually clear to me that you're ready for a lifetime of companionship and total devoted relationship because you guys are still here, because you guys are special, I'm going to give you our beta pricing for just a single one-time payment of $997 today. So you guys can go to www.mylvp.com/Anna. And I need you guys to realize something, why this is such a screaming good deal, okay? If you were to go to Anna's website right now, you would see that her 30-day email coaching program is $1,000 already, okay? Which you guys are getting for free, okay? We are not making this stuff up. Plus, we are going to be offering this course to the public after it's finished at double the price. That doesn't include any of the bonuses. It doesn't include any of the personalized copies of the books. It doesn't include the Virtual Secrets program or Anna's Wake Up to Love course or even access to me or her at all. Okay, guys, I want this to be crystal clear. The public will not have access to me. Okay, in fact, I don't even offer private coaching right now. It's not even available anywhere. And so with this, though, you get more of me. And right now, the only way to get access to me is through the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. And that's why this is so amazing, you guys. Plus, if you guys go to her website as well, her Wake Up to Love coaching programs, like those are $500 a pop. Okay, and you guys are getting that for free with that already. So not to mention private coaching that normally costs thousands of dollars, but you guys get it for free from Anna, one of the best dating coaches out there. and America's #1 self-respect relationship expert, yours truly. So you have two choices, okay? The first choice is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. But what you will get if you choose this is nothing, right? If you take this option, not much is going to change. And so for me, like, I could leave this webinar and enjoy the rest of my evening because this stuff is already working for me. Because this is not about me, you guys, it's about you. And I already know this stuff. And so if you guys leave now, you might think that you've learned some cool things, but my guess is that by tomorrow morning comes around, you will have just slipped back into your old normal routine. And right now I'm actually in the middle of reading a book. It's called The Power of Habit. I highly recommend it. But I've learned that habits are really, really hard to change. And from my research and reading that book, I'm going to assume that you're just going to do what you've always done. And because that's what most people do anyway. So that leads us to option number 2, is to take action right now and try it out. Invest the money in your future and give yourself a chance, because I'm your coach, your friend, and your mentor. And I'm not going to let you fall back into your old habits. I'm going to make sure that you are actually successful in breaking those old habits. If you guys want real, lasting change, you guys need repeated exposure to the full system, and that's exactly what you're going to get today. Plus, I want you to know that whether or not you guys invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0 is not going to change what I have for dinner tonight. Like, I'm still going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to drive the same car. I'm going to wear the same clothes and go about my daily life, okay? I'm not going to change, but you guys will. This is not about me. This is about you and having success in your relationships. So if you guys are looking for change, you have to do something different. So the first thing I want you to know is that because you guys have the LVP community and direct access to me, we are not going to let you fall. Okay, the biggest issue has never been with us. It's always been the commitment of my students in being diligent enough to actually go through the process. So if you guys didn't sign up immediately, it's probably one of two things. First, you're probably thinking, okay, is this really for me? If you're a single millennial in any type of relationship, whether it's single, you're in a relationship, recently broken up, complicated, and you're still looking for the love of your life, this is for you, okay? This is for you if you are in that position, okay? The second thing is that you probably have fear about spending money. Honestly, that's okay. But I want you to think about something for a minute, okay? Money is good because it's a tool that was created for exchange. Like, other than that, it really doesn't have a lot of like value. Okay, you can't eat it, and you use it to stay warm. You can't do that unless you burn it. But I need you guys to understand that you only trade it for something else that you want. And everyone who exchanges money for something does it because they feel like they're going to get something in exchange that's far greater than just keeping the money and using it for something else. At least that's what they expect or that's what I expect when I buy something. But I don't actually know for sure until I buy it and try it out and see the results. Hey guys, I spent over $20,000 on a training program a few months ago, okay? I didn't know if it was actually going to get me the results that I wanted until I actually bought it. So my question to you, though, is would you exchange that money for finding the love of your life? The person that you will hopefully spend the rest of your life with? The answer is yes. Then you guys need to get started right now. You guys can go to www.mylvp.com/Anna. And if you guys have any fear that this may not be what you expected it would, or you may not be able to get the results that you want, I want to completely dissipate that fear for you right now. So I'm going to give you my 30-day money-back guarantee. I don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes from now. Just let us know. We'll give you your money back. And for those who are live with us right now, you guys are going to get something a little extra special. Okay? Oh my gosh, this is my favorite part. So this is my safety net for you guys, okay? I want you to have zero fear in taking this leap of faith. And what that means is after you guys sign up, you guys get the books in the mail, you guys will learn the material, consume as much as you can, study it. And once you guys feel that you guys are ready to apply it in your relationships, then you guys come with me. Let's build out the last few training modules together. I know it's absolutely going to change your life, and I'm going to show you that that's what I believe right now. So if you guys are live with us right now, you guys are going to think I'm absolutely insane. But after we are finished building out the training course, and you guys go through it and show your work, if you don't like the finished product for any reason, if something didn't work for you, if you tried something and didn't like it, I'm going to give you my double your money back guarantee. If your dating life has not significantly improved, okay, After 90 days, if you are not satisfied, I will double your refund. You guys can write us an email at support@mylvp.com, and we will send you an extra $1,000 money back refund. Okay, we're going to send you $1,000 on top of that after we refund your money. That is how much I believe in this. Okay, guys, do you realize I will literally send you an extra $1,000 just for putting in the work and actually giving it a shot? But this offer is only available for those who get started with us right now before we jump off the webinar, for those of you who are live with us. So go open up a new browser and go to www.mylvp.com/Anna and get started before we jump off the webinar. So I know there's a few of you who are going to take advantage of this, but it's more important to me that you guys actually get the results that you want. I know that that can happen if you guys take action right now. So if you are not absolutely enthralled with the program after it's finished for any reason, send our team an email and we will refund 100% of your investment, plus an extra $1,000 if you are live with us today. So the only other reason that I can think for you that this would not be a good fit is because it's too expensive. And if that's the reason, I don't know if I can help you, because this is an investment, you guys. It's a decision that you need to make for yourself. When I invested in learning this process, it took years to do this. Dr. Avilas has 4 graduate degrees. He's been going to school to learn this stuff for longer than some of you have been alive. Anna has been a dating coach for several years now, and you guys get the chance to work with them directly. So here's the real question. Is it worth a few minutes of your time to check out and see, even if it's only done half of what I've claimed it will do, and see if your relationships do not significantly improve? I know this is going to do amazing things for you guys. So, but the secret is to get in early, and that's what I'm doing for you right now. Now, you and I both know that there's not any other program out there that is going to talk about self-respect at all, that they're only going to be talking about self-esteem, which you and I both know is the completely wrong way to approach this. I'm serious, you guys. Like, not a single one of those is going to give you the result that you're looking for if you guys focus on your self-esteem. And to be serious about this, you guys are going to need the right process. And now you know where it is, that it's right here and it's all waiting for you to say yes. So go to mylvp.com/Anna. Okay. So to recap, just so you know, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the personalized copies of Love Types and Guy Types, Elements of Attraction, Beta 2.0. You're going to get the complete Virtual Secrets program, the Wake Up to Love course, plus 30 days of email coaching and exclusive Facebook Messenger and Voxer access for a total value $9,985. So on top of all that, I want to do one last thing for you guys. This is for all the doers out there, and I want to reward those people with a special bonus. And I found that these students are the most successful in relationships, and when they see an opportunity, they do not hesitate. And so I want to endorse that type of behavior. So I encourage you to click the add to cart button if you guys are on Zoom, or if you guys are on Facebook Live, you guys can go to mylvp.com/Anna. So if it were me, I would be running to secure my spot in the first 10, because you guys are not going to want to miss this. If you guys are already in, this is just going to push you over the top. So as I was thinking about this, I thought there's not anything else that I can think of that's going to be holding them back. Everything is there for you guys, waiting for you. But I knew that there would be a few of you who would need a little bit more motivation, even after all these amazing training programs and the books and all the cool stuff you guys are going to get. So I did something absolutely crazy. So what I did is I called Dr. Avila and I asked what it would take for him to sit down with a few of you guys, because I believe that he could change your life. And I called him and said, okay, here's the deal. I know you charge a lot of money for private consulting, but my students, they need you. They're getting your books autographed by you, signed by you. They're getting Elements of Attraction, Beta 2.0. They care about being successful in dating. They're getting Anna's courses and her programs. They really need you. And to be honest, like, I didn't know what an award-winning doctor, best-selling author with 4 graduate degrees in psychology could actually charge for coaching, but I knew it would be really expensive, even for a group. And I said, I don't want my students paying for this. I said, I'll pay you $100 an hour. He's like, $100 an hour? Are you serious? And I felt pretty embarrassed because I knew I had really undershot it by a lot, simply by the tone of his voice. But I knew that this was the last thing that I needed, but at what cost? And so he was quiet for a minute, but he said, I could do a group coaching session, but it's going to have to be worth my time. So not $100, not even $200, but it's going to have to be $500 an hour, and don't bring more than 10 people. By the way, if you guys are in, you guys have to be running at this point, because those spots are going to go insanely fast. So I've saved only 10 of those spots for you guys who are here with us on the webinar today. And just so you guys know, like, this bonus is for the first 10 people, but I remember like thinking back when you said that number, $500 an hour, and I just put my own insecurities aside. I was like, you know what? That's going to be worth it for that. So here's a screenshot so you guys know of the wire transfer to show you that I actually did pay him $500 plus some extra fees to get him on a coaching call. The first time we did this, I was so happy with the results that I wanted everyone who invested in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. Actually, I wanted everybody who was even on this webinar to be able to get this because it was so amazing. But he capped it out at 10 people. And anyway, it's amazing, you guys. So you guys are going to get a very intimate 1-hour group coaching session with the doctor, the author of all these books. You guys are going to get, which is a $500 value, which you guys are going to get for free, but only if you guys are in the first 10 people. So he's got a very busy schedule. We only have a very small window with him. So for the first 10 people who invest in Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0, I wish it was more, but it's not, get to reserve their spot in the very exclusive coaching session. Okay. Isn't that awesome, you guys? Okay. Cool. So go, go, go. Don't let someone else take your spot. Okay. I'm also going to give you guys access to our LVP community. This is our community, guys. This is our group. This is our tribe. It's everybody who's going through the exact same course, and it's soon going to be your support group. This is the exclusive LVP community. It's the shortcut to success for you. I wish I had something like this out there when I was first figuring this stuff out. This is the best way that I know how to get results for you guys. And I want to invite you guys to become a part of the LVP community. And so when you guys become a part of the LVP community, you guys become what we call LVP millennials, and you guys really start to understand self-respect. So if you guys are ready to become an LVP millennial, if you guys are ready to change your life, here's what you need to do right now. You guys need to open up Safari, Firefox, Google Chrome, or if you guys are using Internet Explorer, ask yourself why, and then go to www.mylvp.com/Anna. And when you guys get there, you guys will see a screen that looks something like this. Okay, I don't want you guys to like freak out. I'm going to walk you guys through the process. Okay, it's super, super simple. I also want you to know that your information is 100% secure. I went through the extra steps of encrypting this to make sure that this page was SSL secured for you guys' protection, your privacy. And so the whole process takes less than just a few minutes. I'm going to walk you through it right now. It's super easy to get set up. So when you guys first get there, you're going to see a box that looks something like this. Okay, it's going to ask for your account details. You're going to fill out step 1 with your name, your email, your phone number, things like that. Okay, and then you guys are going to tell us where do you want us to ship your books? Okay, because you guys are getting those. Where do you want us to ship your Love Types and Guide Types books? And then once you guys are finished with that and you guys have filled out that information, you guys go to step number 2. And you guys are going to fill out the card details with the expiration, make sure everything looks good. And then once you guys hit complete order, it's going to bill you the one-time $9.97. You guys will have instant access to everything that we talked about today. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the personalized copies of Love Types and Guide Types. You're going to get the Elements of Attraction Beta 2.0. You guys are going to get the complete Virtual Secrets program. I'm tongue-tied right now. The Wake Up to Love program plus 30 days of Anna's email coaching. You're going to get exclusive Facebook Messenger and Voxer access to me. And you guys are going to get Dr. Avila's group coaching, but only if you're in the first 10, which is a $500 value, and lifetime access to the LVP community, which is priceless, for a total value $10,485. So one thing that's on my mind, you guys, it wouldn't really be fair for those who are ready to get started, but who would have been in the top 10 for the free coaching call with Dr. Avila, but didn't get in just because they had a question. So in order to alleviate that issue, if you guys know that this is for you, what you guys can do is you guys can call our secure voicemail line and leave a voicemail with your name and question. And we'll note the time that you guys make the call so we can save your spot. And so in order to reserve your spot, you guys include your billing address, your credit card info on the voicemail. We're not going to process your order. Don't worry anything about that until we've actually answered your question. And if we can't resolve your question, we'll delete your voicemail. So don't worry about that. So once everything's processed, though, we'll get your books autographed, shipped out to you, and everything else you guys need. So if you guys are in the first top 10, we will send you a special invite link for that incredible group coaching session with Dr. Abdullah. You guys are getting for free with your investment. You guys excited? Okay, I'm stoked. Like, this is awesome. So here's the last thing, you guys. Last thing I'm going to say is you guys have one decision to make. And it might be one of the most far reaching decisions you make because of the enormous impact it can have on your ability to find, to meet, and attract the type of person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Okay. So my final call to action for you guys is to go to www.mylvp.com/Anna, and you guys can go and get started today. So I want to jump into some of the questions that we have. So when we come, we'll go to Q&A. All right, awesome. Okay, sweet. All right, questions. Cool. All right. Okay, sweet. Do you have a payment plan? Okay, that's a good question. So the short answer is no, but let me ask you a question. So do you think it's okay to actually dip into your savings and leverage your credit to spend money that you would not have already had in order to get started? Do you think it's okay? Because some people say yes and other people say no. It just kind of depends on your preference. But I want to talk about this for a sec. So every month, like, money replenishes, right? But what doesn't replenish is time. So, like, you guys could go out, spend the next couple months trying to figure this stuff out, but unfortunately, like, that time that never gets replenished, you know? So, or you could save that time and that effort because Dr. Avila, Anna, and I have already figured it out, and you guys can work with us directly instead. Um, and, obviously it's going to cost you money to get started. That money does come back, whereas the time and trial and error is wasted effort and it's gone forever. So that's kind of a roundabout way of saying, no, we don't have a payment plan. But Visa does, MasterCard does. You guys put the $9.97 on a credit card and make the monthly payments. It's probably like $5-10 a month. I don't know, something like that. Okay, hope that helps. Cool. All right, guys, awesome. So if you guys have any more questions, you can send us an email at support@mylvp.com. If you guys are ready to get started, I don't know how many of those spots are going right now, but if you guys do just have a quick question, you guys can call that secure voicemail line. It's 208-557-9415. And you guys can leave your name, your phone number, your email, billing address, credit card info, expiration, so that we can answer your question. Then we can process your order right away for you guys after we answer your question. Okay, awesome. So did you guys have fun? Was this a good time? I hope you guys had fun today, because I know that that it was a good time. I enjoyed this web class, and I hope you guys too. So my final call to action for you guys is to go to www.mylvp.com/Anna and get started today. I know this is going to change your life. You've got the 30-day money back guarantee. If you guys are live with us right now, you guys also get the $1,000 back if you guys for that, so we can eliminate as much risk for you guys as possible. That's how much I believe in this program, and we want you guys to be successful with this. So thank you guys so much. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Okay, bye everybody.